Okay, take two. My video recorder stopped recording. So, take two. Hopefully I'll be able to go through this and make it all make sense. Okay, so I got some changes. The first change is that hopefully now, whatever screen you're on, everything should be basically how you see it. It used to not be tied to the screen size, but now should be more tied to the screen size. So if I resize things, then it'll change the size, and you can't see that well on there, but hopefully that part will work. And I've also reorganized the buttons to make them kind of fit. And then everything is a little bit bigger, since now any size of screen can see everything. And that's going to be different as well in the pause menu. Everything will be different in the pause menu. Everything will be quite a bit bigger. You can better see different stuff. You know, the power settings are nice and big. Import, export menus, nice and big. Okay, so going back. So then the other thing that's new, so now there's 4 new cameras. These cameras are, 2 of them are hull tied and 2 of them are world tied. But if you go into the config in the camera controls, you'll see that they're just all hull cam 1, 2, 3, and 4. So hopefully that's not too misleading. But the hull cam menu should pop it up, and then hopefully it'll make sense. So the hull tied cameras are tied rotationally to the ship. So you can see that using this image in the middle, I can line that camera up. And it's already kind of lined up to be looking down at the camera. And you can see when I rotate, the camera stays in exactly the same position and rotation relative to the ship. So the world tied cameras, they actually stay in the same position relative to the ship, but they do not stay in the same rotation. They stay in the same rotation with the world. And it doesn't actually have to look at the ship, that's just incidentally I have this looking at the ship, but actually you can organize them to be anywhere you want within a limited range. So you can control the position up and down, left and right, and in and out. And then that applies as well to the hull tied cameras. You can zoom it out over here. You can have it up, you can kind of have it up and off to the side, and then you have like this view kind of like that. You can turn on my rotation stabilization since I'm just playing with the keyboard. And then when you pop back into the game, you can access these different cameras with key press. And these cameras are one way they're useful, that you can use them to have additional cameras for when you're flying, to give you those camera angles that you kind of wish you had. But actually the original design intent is similar to the player placeable cameras, which is, you can see in my new menu system, I can scroll right down here to these player placeable cameras. And the player placeable camera, if I alright, so if I place the player placeable camera, you can see that there's the camera. And then if I switch out of space mode, then I can toggle to that camera, and I can see my ship right there. So that's pretty fun. There you have that. So I see that I need to work out my space mode. It's supposed to lock all the other cameras out, but you can still get to those other cameras. You can still go to space mode from these cameras and it'll stay in that camera. But it will place the object, so that's okay for now. So the objective then is that you would fly a course not using these cameras, and then you would set all these different cameras up to view the replay. So you can record a replay and then when you're done recording, then you can switch to one of these other cinematic cameras, and then you can view the replay from all of your different favorite camera angles, including the player placeable cameras and these hull mounted cameras, as well as your standard affair cameras that you can have that follow cam. And that way you can get what we will call the thruster porn, where you can see the thrusters firing from all of your favorite different angles. And that about sums up the update. It's in every vehicle. It also includes these nice button click selectable placeable items, and that will be all for now. Alright, thank you very much.